right, so we've talked about how heat can cause materials to expand, how heat can be stored in a material, how heat can cause something to change its state, and our fourth topic for this lesson is going to be how heat can move from one place to another. And remember, that's the definition of what heat is. It's the movement of energy from one place to another because of the disorganized motion of molecules. So there's going to be three different ways of heat transfer. So you can have conduction, convection, and then radiation. So let's first discuss how does conduction work. Conduction is going to work the best in materials that are solids. So in the case of a solid, here again are our atoms that make it up. And then let's pretend that we're going to heat it up with a candle. So what's going to happen is that these molecules are going to start to move, and then as they're vibrating back and forth, they're going to cause these other molecules around them to start to move. So maybe this one's going to start to move this way, and then maybe this one's going to start to move this way. So all of these different atoms are going to start to vibrate. And notice that the vibrations are being transferred through the material. So eventually all of these vibrations down here at the bottom are going to be up here at the top. So this is going to be the movement of energy through a material. Now notice that the individual atoms are not moving very far. So maybe this is in terms of centimeters, the distance from here to here, but these individual atoms, they're only vibrating maybe the width of an atom. So they're not moving very far. It's the movements that are moving through the material, not the atoms that are moving through the material. So this is going to be called conduction. So as an example of this, imagine that you're on a camp out, and you have you're going to put up your tent, and you got these aluminum tent poles, and you take them out of the bag and you throw them into the grass, and it's a sunny day. And so you go and you stake out your tent, and now you're ready to put those aluminum tent poles in there, and you go to grab one and ooh, you burned yourself. That's because aluminum is a really good conductor of heat. So the energy from the sun heated up that metal. And so metals in general are very good conductors of heat because they've got loose electrons. So do you remember when we talked about atoms, and we said that there was ionic bonds, and then covalent bonds, and then metallic bonds? So in a metal, you're going to have these represent like the nucleuses of the atoms of the metal, and then the electrons are free to move around in here, so that the electrons are very good conductors of the energy. And so metals are good conductors. Now, on the other hand, air is not a good conductor of heat. And so that's the reason why you wear multiple layers of clothing on a cold day, is that each one of those layers is going to not allow the heat to escape into the environment. So that's what's going to keep you warm. So in general, solids are going to be good conductors of heat, and metals are the best conductors. And then liquids and gases are not so good conductors of heat. So there's going to be a different mechanism that is going to transfer heat in fluids, liquids and gases, and that's going to be convection, and we will discuss that in just a moment.